Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well today. This is Vac Talk today with Corey and Greg. We talk about all your dirty little needs.
Oh.
No, I wanted to do a Q&A. I didn't have a lot of questions come across on YouTube the other night, but the videos that we've been doing the last couple of days have been getting quite a few hits. And so I appreciate that. So first of all, like and subscribe. Share the video with like-minded people. This is more of an opportunity for you guys to learn a little bit more. There are so many questions that come across to me on, hey, what vac do I need? What should I use for this? What do you recommend? So you look on my channel, you'll see that there are literally videos of all different types of vacuums. And what I try to do is get vacs that most people have never heard of or seen before. Most of the people, and you can attest to this, most of the people when they're shopping for a vac, they go to big box stores or they'll start looking online. I'm the type of person that I still like to touch and feel something before I buy it. I'll read a ton of reviews. So let's talk about vacuums and the differences between, say, an upright versus the canister that we have here.
So the differences are really is personal preference. The canisters are always going to be the most versatile, and that's because you have a hose, a wand, and either a floor tool or a power nozzle to be able to get under sofas and beds and in closets. Uprights are kind of one-dimensional, and they have evolved over the years. They are a lot more slimlined, except for the Dyson. You can't get under anything with them, but they're essentially the same. You're still going to have hoses on most of them, dusting brushes, similar cord lengths. Filtration is going to be somewhat similar. So when any customer comes into the store and asks us, what's the difference? So we pretty much leave it to say it is personal preference. Some people absolutely love a canister. Some absolutely won't have one.
You may have a 900 square foot house, tiny house, or you may have a 4,000 square foot home.
Correct.
With a mixture of carpet, hard flooring, you name it. So like he said, everybody's going to be different.
Correct.
So you should never buy a vacuum just because you see it sitting on a store shelf. It may not work for your home.
Correct. And that is also said for, every home is different. You have homes that are active households, kids, dogs, in and out, sports mom, in and out, dust, dogs, and then some homes are not as active, and they're going to have special needs such as Karastan, stark carpet, Persian rugs, and you can't go out to Target, buy a $200 vacuum and throw it on a $15,000, $20,000 rug. Yeah. And we've seen that time and time again, and it ruins them. It ruins the carpets. It ruins the rugs. But that's really not your fault if you're watching this and you've actually done that. It's a lack of knowledge, and that knowledge is not readily available. I own House of Vacuums, Triad in High Point, North Carolina, and there's not one of these stores maybe in your area. Maybe if they are, maybe it's not as knowledgeable as what we do. You stop by a lot. We try to do as much content to help and educate people, and that's part of our job as being in this floor care industry is education.
I guess it's kind of like going to a used car lot. You have a plethora of cars to choose from, same as in here. Literally, you can walk in the showroom and there's all kinds of brands. I mean, he's got Miele, SIBO, Ricard,
Dual Cleanup Cess, Bissell products,
Rainbow,
Oric, Rainbow, Aeroselect, Electrolux. I mean, we have a lot of different products. But again, that product that the customer just left with that bought one may not also work for you.
Right. Yeah. Well, now that we know the difference in the vacs, canister versus upright, let's talk about these little bad boys.
Yep.
So a lot of people think, and it's mainly a marketing thing right now, a lot of people think the last 10 years that bagless is the way to go because they think that just because a machine is labeled bagless, they'll never have to buy anything for that machine. Is that true?
That is the marketing conception. But a bagless machine, if maintained properly, costs more than a quality machine that takes an N95 style HEPA media bag.
Yeah. So explain HEPA medium. What's the difference in this versus a bag 20 years ago?
So these bags versus a bag of 20 years ago, and if I had a paper one, I would show you. I actually did a video on our Instagram to show the differences in those bags.
And they can find you where?
At Triad Clean Home on all social outlets, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every social media outlet, even TikTok, at Triad Clean Home.
You're a TikToker?
Absolutely. Some videos we're up to some 10 million views on some of them. Absolutely.
Wow.
So these bags are hygienically clean. You can't tear them anymore. Used to, if I'd done that with a paper bag, it'd be torn.
It's 4 or 5 layer paper.
A lot of people, they got a bad taste in their mouth about bags because of the paper. If you overfilled them, they would tear, they would bust, they leak like a sieve, and actually they were horrible.
Yeah.
These new bags are not. And like the SIBO, Miele, most of them self-seal. So when you pull these out of the vacuum, you just throw it right in the trash, pop a new one in, and you're fresh and clean, ready to go. So that's the big difference in those versus the mom and pop papers, as I call them. They've, with anything, evolution and time, things improve. But going back to Bagless machines, if you maintained a Dyson or a Shark and replace the filters as instructed and maintain them as instructed, some of the filters are excess of $49, $59 a year. Now, if you want to install the Bojacks on Amazons and all, which absolutely do nothing, then that's an option as well. But it's not going to help your home because it's just blowing the dust back in the air.
Yep. Speaking of maintenance, this is just one of the filters, after filters, that most of these new vacuums in the last 15, 20 years have on them. So again, this is another reason why I prefer a bag unit over a bagless. Now, I take that back. I just did a video of the Miele Triflex. I picked that up. Long story. You can watch the video. I'll insert the clip here as well that you can go back and review that. I was very skeptical of that machine. Now that I've had one for, I guess, about a month and a half, it's my go-to during the week.
And most are. And that's the way we categorize that machine is that's a quickie in between machine. You're not going to have a Triflex as your primary vacuum. And that's another thing that some people think is like these stick vacuums. They are the primary vacuum for the home. That's not what they're designed for. They never were designed as a primary vacuum. Due to marketing deceptions and stuff like that, we have encountered many people that have a small little Dyson V7 that clean a 3,000 square foot home.
It's one thing if you're in a 400 square foot apartment in
Correct.
New York City, but yeah, I agree with him. So back to the filters here. Bagged units all day long. Number one, he already mentioned it, very hygienic. But this is the secondary filter, and most machines have a third and some fourth filter on them. So this just lets you know that the dirt, if anything were to get through this HEPA medium bag, which I don't really see a lot at all, because I use them in my cleaning business. Absolute Clean Janitorial. We do a lot of Airbnbs, we do residential, commercial as well. But this is your insurance policy per se with dust and allergens and all of that. These go on the machine, a lot of them are inside, you can't see them, but this is your HEPA medium sealed filter that goes in, I think this is a Miele filter here. So, and again, these are all designed to be changed on your normal service once a year. So please, if you've not had your vacuum service, I don't care what brand it is, please have a service. We were just talking earlier about the Sharks and all that stuff that you see on the marketplace today, and they're just disposable machines.
They are.
People don't, I have seen, I can't tell you how many homes we've walked into and I pulled the Shark out of the closet and pulled the dirt container off, and it looks like they've never washed that foam filter. If you're gonna have a bag machine, you gotta do maintenance on it. So on a typical machine like these two, what would be your normal maintenance?
So like for the SIBO, for example, you have the same style bag here. It's a little bit larger. You take this out, throw it away. These, every year to 2 years, you would replace this final filter. And let's see if I can get this out here. And pretty much, as this gets dirty, it will turn yellowish and brownish, and then you replace it. These are $39, $49, depending on the place and location that they're purchased at. But these are S-class filtration, hospital grade. Outside of that, there's no maintenance on this machine.
Just keep your brush roll clean.
Yep.
If you got a SIBO, those are designed to pop out.
Correct.
That's another hassle that a lot of people that I've seen, even customers of mine, they don't keep the hair from around the brush roll, and that
Correct.
does nothing. As you build it up, it will do damage to the vacuum, but
Yep.
it's not helping you get dirt off the floor either, because those bristles get clogged up. So that's just a normal maintenance thing, just like anything that you own, whether it's your car or whatever, you have to do maintenance on it. So any final thoughts?
No, I mean, you covered canister versus upright. We covered, you know, the kind of the myths around bagless versus bag. And you know, we encounter that a lot. Some consumers come in and they're like, I don't want a bagless vacuum. But once they understand the health benefits and how a bagged machine is a quality machine, you're going to be able to have longevity out of that machine, because at the end of the day, you know, this world, there are millions and millions of people in this world. We're all consuming everything. And so if you buy a vacuum and the next person buys a vacuum, and 2 years from now it's thrown in the trash, and then it's done again and again and again.
And that's a sobering thought. People don't realize, honestly, a lot of people don't even realize where their landfill's at. And
Correct.
there's one in Charlotte off of 485, and literally every time I go that way, that mountain just gets taller and taller. Your trash, all of your disposables is going in that landfill. So if you can, instead of being like a lot of these millennials today, where they're just so accustomed to buying a vacuum at Walmart or Amazon, or every year to 2 years when they burn theirs up, why not invest in a good machine that's going to last you 15,
Correct.
20 years?
Correct.
And just do a normal maintenance. Just schedule it like your oil change on your car. I wish vacuums had a light to pop on.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
ding, ding, ding. You're not going to use me anymore until you get me changed and
get
clean.
serviced, yes.
So-
Because at the end of the day, you know, true sustainability is reliability. If you have reliable products,
Yep.
that's the only sustainability there is, because you're not going to be replacing that every 2 years.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, Corey, thank you for the info today.
Yes.
I hope you guys learned something. Comment. Let me know if you have any specific questions. We'll go back and review these and try to do some more of these type videos, because
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vac Talk, Corey and Greg,
There you
talking
go.
about all your dirty needs.
There you go.